Hello guys, and we're here today with another very awesome deck profile. We're here with Raidraptors because Ring Raiders just came out, and we got 4 Strix. We got this guy here, and this guy has actually made Raidraptors playable. This deck isn't very competitive, but I think this deck is going to take a big spot if we get this card, Ultimate Falcon. Let me go over this card. It's an OCG card, unaffected by other card effects, 3500 attack. Don't need to continue reading, but anyways, let's continue reading. Detach 1 XYZ material until the end of the turn. All monster opponent controls lose 1000 attack. Okay, nice. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. Alright, so it's unaffected, and now everything else is unaffected. Again, it's a 35 beta, and when you see some of the monsters that Raidraptors can pull out, this is actually pretty nice. Just that security it gives you. And then, as we have a Raidraptor as XYZ material. Once per turn, during each player's end phase, make all monster opponent controls lose 1000 attack permanently, or opponent controls no face-up monsters, inflict 1000 damage. Your opponent will probably control no monsters, so that will be a quick another 1000 burn. If we get this card, then Raidraptors will probably take a spot in the format, but we do not have that card. It did not come out, so we are left with what we have. So I'll just go in Tribute Lanius. Tribute Lanius is awesome. He's kind of a Strato, so he's more like a Blaze Man, if anything, because like Blaze Man, you can dump Shadow Mist, and then Shadow Mist will get an effect to search. So will Tribute Lanius. You can summon him. It does not activate when normal summoned, so you cannot do Pull the Rug on him. It's just a normal activated effect. And you can send Mimicry Lanius to the graveyard using him, or you can send any Raidraptor card. And if you send Mimicry Lanius, God, these games are going to be awful. During that turn it's sent to the graveyard. You can banish it to search out a Raidraptor card. So it's just pretty much a free add a card to your hand. It's just Stratos pretty much. But also as the second effect, that during your main phase 2, you don't get this off too often. If this card destroys important monster by battle, add a rank up magic quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. Has to be quick play, which sucks because you cannot add this card, which is very useful. You can actually only search 2 cards in this deck, which is Revolutionary Force or Doom Double Force, and I'd probably go with Revolution Force. And then we have Vanishing Lanius. Vanishing Lanius just has the effect special summon a Raidraptor if you normal or special summon this card. So if you have 3 of these guys, you can use each of the effects once and then be able to special summon out 3 monsters. And then actually, if you have one more Raidraptor, any other Raidraptor, you can then special summon out him again. And then of course we already went over Mimicry. It searches if it's under the graveyard, but it also has the other effect where you can increase all the levels of all Raidraptor monsters you control by 1. And that is it, which helps with making this guy. But if they were machines, then yeah, that would be amazing, because then you could make infinity. And then we have Fuzzy Lanius. Fuzzy Lanius is an honestly, I feel he kind of messes with the deck, because this deck could be a really good XZ deck. You could run Trick Clown, you could maybe try to put in Gigabyte, but this guy says no. If you can control a Raidraptor monster other than itself, you can special summon this card from your hand. If it's sent to graveyard, add another Fuzzy Lanius from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Fuzzy Lanius once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate any of this card's effect except Raidraptor monsters. If you special summon out anything that is not a Raidraptor before or after this card, in fact, if you activate any of this card's effects, you cannot special summon anything that isn't a Raidraptor. And so beforehand, if you do, then you can't special summon out this card, and that makes it really annoying because you can't get out any of the other XZ monsters such as like 101 or Deltaros, which is just a little bit annoying. But it's definitely a very good card because of the searching it allows you to do, and the fact that it floats. Like this deck just helps you get these practically 1 card XZ summons, specifically with 4 Strix being a card. It's just like this guy replaces himself, so that works as well. And of course this guy also adds in a card such as Fuzzy Lanius, and this card summons out another card, so it's all like 1 card XZ summons pretty much if you get going. And then this guy is better once per turn. If you control an XZ monster, you can special summon this guy. Level 4, not a lot of attack, but you don't care, you're just going to use him for XYZ material. And then of course we're running Max C, and that rounds off the monsters. None of these monsters are exceedingly strong. If you wanted to, you could probably... No, you could not run Crush Card. No, I wouldn't run Crush Card. Max C. Yeah, it's Max C. Just being able to draw cards helps get stuff into your opponent's hand, and then of course if you have like it gets your trap cards that you need and your quick play spell cards. Allure of Darkness, the all darks. Put in Dark Arm Dragon. Somebody do it. Instant Fusion. Again, if you special summon out Norden, you cannot use Fuzzy Lanie's effect, but you can still special summon Fuzzy Lanius from your grade using Norden, or special summon him off of a Vanishing Lanius. Just cannot use his effect to special summon himself, or use his effect to search. So just don't detach him. Anyways, Regeki of course is the thing, and then we have Soul Shave Force, which is pretty simply, if you pay half your life points, so that's a hefty cost, but target one Raidraptor monster and XZ monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then XZ summon on top of that, an XZ monster that's 2 ranks higher. So if you summon out a 4 Strix, you can then place on top of it Revolution Falcon, which is a really good card. I'll get onto its effects later. That will be it. And then we have Rank Up Magic Raid Force. Target a face up XZ monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Raidraptor monster that is 1 rank higher. So if you have 4 Strix, that will be Blaze Falcon. And if you have Blaze Falcon, you can make this guy. And it's treated as an XZ summon. You can banish this card from your graveyard and 1 Raidraptor card from your hand, target a rank up magic spell card in your graveyard, and add it to your hand. And then also we have 3 Upstart Goblins, 1 Foolish, and then rank up magic Revolution Force, which is during your turn, it's the same thing as this, just plays on top of 1 XZ monster, plays on top of a Raidraptor and XZ monster, a Raidraptor XZ monster that's 1 rank higher. Wow, this is gonna get really annoying to speak of. But during your opponent's turn, you can practically use this as a super poly, target an XZ monster your opponent controls that has no XYZ material, which doesn't happen very often, but hey, if you can do that, take control of the XYZ monster, then special summon from your extra deck 1 Raidraptor monster that is 1 rank higher than that monster by using it as XYZ material. So you can take your opponent's monster using this card, so it's not bad. If you don't want to run it, you can run some of the other rank up magic Raidraptor support. And then of course we're running Twin Twister. You have plenty of cards to discard. You can discard Fuzzy Lanius to get his effect to search, and then get another one, and then just special summon out that one. Or you can send a Mimikry and then be able to search up a Mimikry any Raidraptor monster you want. And then Doom Double Force. This is kind of like a floater in the deck. Target 1 Raidraptor XZ monster in graveyard that was destroyed by battle on center this turn. Special summon from your extra deck 1 XZ monster with twice the rank. So if you have 4 Strix, you can place on top Satellite Cannon Falcon. And of course, if you have this guy that was destroyed by battle, you can summon out Ultimate Falcon. And yeah, and then Raidraptor Ness. It's almost like a dog contract with the gate, except you have to control 2 more Raidraptors, which can be annoying. I haven't had too much problems. In fact, I don't think I've had any problems in my testing being able to get off this effect, because it's pretty easily, you get off a lot of effects. It's like, unless your opponent just opens up perfectly and like they have multiple strikes and they just stop your plays, in which case you're not going to be, you tend to search this card out and then use it, because you can search it off of Mimikry Lanius, and then if you search it off of him, you should be able to use it, and then it's pretty simple from there. But I mean, if they stop your 4 Strix, then you might not have a play set up for next turn. But yeah, it just searches out another Raidraptor, which can help go plus over multiple turns, which is pretty nice. Icarus Attack. Okay, I played this deck without Icarus Attack because I was an idiot and forgot that it existed. It was awful. I had a lot of trouble playing this deck without Icarus Attack. And now I started playing it, and it makes the deck better because you will lose your 4 Strix, you will lose a lot of your monsters pretty easily. Like, you don't make big plays right away. Like, a lot of times you're honestly waiting for your opponent to send a Raidraptor XZ monster to graveyard, so that way you can use this or this. But then now, and the problem was without this is that my opponent would have too big of a field, but now my opponent's going to destroy 4 Strix. I'm probably going to also destroy either the monster or some other cards. So it just helps balance it out, and then I can make my play, as well as running 2 strike and 1 warning, because it's pretty, honestly I find 2 and 1 pretty even. It's still very powerful, and you still see it plenty of times, especially when we're running Maxi and Upstart and Allure, and this deck can search like crazy. So I'd say your 4th turn, so turn 8, you should be starting to run out of monsters and should start seeing some of your spell and traps. definitely. And that is it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we have Norden Satellite Cannon, which is if this card is XYZ summoned using a Raidraptor as material, destroy all spell trap cards your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot respond to card effects, so that's amazing. And then during either player turn, you can detach an XYZ material, target face on monster opponent controls, loses 8 on attack for each Raidraptor monster in your graveyard. Not the second effect, the detaching effect, isn't very good, but the Heavy Storm, the Harpy, Feather Duster type effect is really good, and it's 3000 attack. This guy though, he's amazing. He's the guy that's probably going to allow you to win if you just can't beat them down because you Icarus attacked them twice. Detach 1 XYZ material from this card. This turn, this card can attack all monster opponent controls once each, and at the start of the damage step, if this battle is a face-up special monster, that monster's attacking defense becomes 0. If it has a Raidraptor XE monster as material, gains its effect, target a monster opponent controls destroyed and inflict damage equal to half the attack that monster had on the field. I don't like the second effect, because if they're all in attack position, you can do more damage just by attacking each of them, because they all go down to 0 and then you inflict 2000 damage. But if you have a defense position monster, of course you're going to want to destroy that using this card's effect. Blaze Falcon can attack directly while it has XYZ material, and if it inflicts damage to your opponent, you can target one monster opponent controls, destroy it. You can detach an XYZ material, destroy as many special monster opponent controls as possible. If you do, inflict 500 for each. So it does more burn damage, and being able to attack twice is nice, but it only has 1000 attack, which makes it pretty weak. And for some more generic XYZ, Amaterasu, we've talked about banishing cards, so why not be able to summon them back out or add them back to your hand? And then Deltaros, speaking about adding it back to hand, Raidraptor's Nest also adds to hand. It doesn't just search from the deck, it also adds from your hand, so you can continue to make plays. It just becomes a lot slower, because that's the only card that can add from grave. Deltaros, pop stuff, Dark Rebellion, as Dark Rebellion increase attack, 101 Castel, Cowboy, because Cowboy has been useful, because you tend to beat down. Forgive me guys, oh my god, that's awful. Just burn your opponent. And then for Strix, gains 500 attack and defense for each winged beast monster you control. Detach an XYZ material, add 1 level 4 Dark Winged Beast monster from your deck, which means you can add Black Wings, but we're not running Black Wings, we're not playing Black Wings. You can just add any of your Ring Raptors cards, and so you send this guy, you get another one, and then you get this guy, and so you can, that's pretty much a free summon next turn. And even if your opponent gets rid of your 4 Strix and you can't summon out this guy, you can normal summon him and special summon out this guy. And more than likely, if you make one, you should be able to make another one in the same turn. Which is nice, because then you have 2, and that sets up your plays. You tend to search out, I always search out Lanius first, because Lanius by itself allows me to summon, send, search, or search. And then boom, I have a play, because I can summon this guy, or I can summon this guy, because if I'm already made this guy, then I probably have a fuzzy Lanius in my hand. And then Rise Falcon requires 3, which means you don't make them, but you can you target a monster and he gains the attack equal to that monster's current attack, and he has 100, so he'd be 100 more, so a Moon Mirror Shield type thing, and you could always use it to make Blaze Falcon. And then of course Utopic Future. This deck can pump out Utopic Future, and it's a really good card against Cosmos and a variety of different matchups. Just take your opponent's monster and then attack with it, and then your opponent has to play very differently. They switch all their monsters to defense position, and they just can't do stuff. Really, they can't attack, because this guy cannot be destroyed by battle. And Raidraptor Call, this is a card in the side deck. I do not run it, but you might want to run it. Target a Raidraptor monster control, special one monster with the same name as that monster on the field from your hand or deck in defense position. Only activate once per turn. You can only special summon Raidraptors when you activate this card. So it's a really easy way to get out to Tribute Lanius, because sometimes you XZ summon, in fact most of the time you XZ summon using Lanius, and so you cannot get off his effect to destroy a monster by battle, so being able to keep the one that you summoned and XZ summon with the one you put in defense position is really nice. Just a thought. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Wow, my deck profile is getting long. This is already 14 minutes, it's gonna be 15. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.